on, guys? Today I want to talk about how to get a great deal on a used car and how to find good deals. So for this video I'm just going to be searching on Craigslist and other sites and showing you guys how to find what cars are going to be good deals, which ones are going to be scams, etc. And if you guys like this and would like to see more, I could make a video on how to negotiate, how to properly inspect the car, etc. But for now, let's go ahead and get started. So the main site that I recommend using when you're looking at a used car is Craigslist. Now, if you do want to get a good deal and if you are looking to save money, you definitely want to go private party because dealers are going to charge you a markup because they've had the car professionally looked at, they've made sure it's a good solid car for you. But when you buy private party, you know, I mean, the owner can always say that they did that, but you can't always trust them, so they can't necessarily charge as much. So private party is definitely the first big key in trying to save money. So if we go under cars and trucks, we want to go under cars and trucks by owner, not by dealer. So we're going to click by owner, and let's say we're looking to spend no more than $5,000 on a car here. So I'm going to put $6,000 for the max price because there's always room to negotiate. So let's go ahead and start looking at some of these here. We're not going to be looking for any car in particular just for the sake of time and ease for me. So just generally looking through here, of course, if you guys have seen my series on used cars that you should avoid, you'd already see some of these right off the bat are probably not going to be good buys. But one that is striking me right off the bat here is this RAV4 right here. So this is a 2000 RAV4, and it really bugs me when they barely post any pictures of the car. That's another thing that you want to look for. If they, in the ad, if there is no information, this ad has a fair amount of information, but some ads will just say clean title, runs good, cold AC. Like, they don't tell you anything. Some of them don't even list the miles, the transmission, stuff like that. So some ads will write you a whole essay telling you what's wrong with the car, what's good about it, all the maintenance they've done to it, and those are the good ads. And this one is solid. So we're going to go ahead and trust this one. So now that we see, okay, $1,900 for what is a 17-year-old Toyota, but this is honestly, from my opinion, a fairly good deal, and we'll verify that in a second. But $1,900, 180,000 miles on a Toyota, that really isn't a whole lot in all honesty. You can see that the paint is a bit faded. The car does look clean from these pictures. There aren't a whole lot of dents. Of course, if you do pursue this further, you'll want to ask for more pictures. And of course, when you go to look at it, you'll actually inspect the body to make sure it's all safe and sound. So now that we see that, okay, this one is in, we'll assume that the interior is in pretty good condition. It probably is a bit worn, but the exterior, this sun damage on the paint, that's very common in Arizona for especially a car this age. So that's going to hurt the value a little bit. So now we're going to go over to Kelley Blue Book, or you could use Edmunds. Those are the two that I trust, but I personally prefer Kelley Blue Book more. We're going to hit My Car's Value. So then we're just going to go ahead and put in basic information about the car. So 2000 Toyota RAV4. And the mileage 180,000. So what Kelley Blue Book does, for those of you who don't know, is they take a look at all the transactions for 2000 Toyota RAV4s that have happened, and they say, okay, what's the average price depending on condition, how much do these cars go for pretty much, and that's how they base what's called their true market value, or TMV, off of this. So it's red, and we're going to say it's in good condition because if it runs in, that's accounting everything. So the paint is a bit faded. We're going to assume that the interior is a bit worn considering its mileage and age. So it's definitely not in good condition, or very good condition. It's definitely not in excellent condition, but it's not in fair condition either. And you can switch these out once you look at it more and more. So now, oh, I messed up there. I only put 18,000 miles. So give me a second when this loads and I'll change it. But you'll notice if you do play with the mileage a bit, the higher and higher you go with the mileage, it doesn't really matter. Like the difference between 180,000 miles and 250,000 miles really isn't that much in value. So now they have trade into a dealer, get an instant cash offer, or sell to a private party. So we want to do sell to a private party. So in good condition, this car is worth $2,500. And that's about what I would say this car is in. Now, if it's in fair condition, which is the worst condition, it's still worth $2,100. And that's saying like the car has dents on it, it might have a check engine light, stuff like that, which according to the ad at least, this car doesn't. So I'm going to say that this car is worth somewhere between $2,200 and $2,500. Now, as you can see, if it was in much better shape, it's worth over $3,000. So you can also verify this on Edmunds, but I personally don't really like to go through the hassle of that. I just think that Kelley Blue Book is the best. It's the easiest to use. So I suggest Kelley Blue Book. So good condition. Now let's say that you do really want to pursue this RAV4. Let's say that the true market value of it is only $1,500, but you still really want this car. What you can do is you can go ahead and print out this report, and you can show that this is worth, even though it says $2,500, we're going to assume it's worth $1,500. And you can show to the seller, hey, according to Kelley Blue Book and Edmunds, this car's not worth that much, so you're going to have to be willing to negotiate on the price. And of course, when you do go to buy a car, the price is always negotiable, even if they say price is firm. If they're asking $1,900 and you show up with like $1,700 cash and say, I can give you $1,700 right now, chances are they're going to accept that. And I've just kind of learned that through buying my two cars. So here's one good example of a car that's a fairly good deal. And now we're going to go try and find another one that is hopefully another good deal. And then we'll also look at one or two that's not a good deal. So let's go ahead. That's not going to be very good. I haven't looked at any of these ads yet, so bear with me here. So here's a 2011 Ford Focus that's for sale for $2,800, and you think, man, $2,800, that's such a steal for a car that's only 6 years old. But then when you look at the ad, and it's not like they're trying to hide it from you, they tell you it, but you can see right here, salvage title. Salvage title cars means that it was either in an accident, it was stolen, or something significant happened to it that required a lot of repair. So salvage title cars are not worth nearly as much as clean title cars. So I always advise to stay away from salvage title cars unless you're going to buy this as like a track car or something and you're not going to be daily driving it or using it often, which with a 4-cylinder Ford Focus, who's going to be doing that, honestly? And it also has 150,000 miles for a car that's only 6 years old, so that's a lot of mileage. So despite it having a very appealing asking price of $2,800, I would suggest to stay away from it just because of the salvage title. It does still look like it's in tremendous condition though, so I will give them that. And the ad, again, is just a fair amount of information. It should be better, but it's really not terrible. Now, of course, I would also suggest using other sites as well. Another big site that I like to use is OfferUp. And a lot of the other sites like AutoTrader, Car Guru, stuff like that, that's a lot of dealer sales. So if you want to go private party and save money, I suggest just staying away from those usually. All right, so here is a 2002 Silverado that's only on sale for $1,000. So as you can see, again, very vague ad that really bothers me. So it says it only has 110,000 miles for a 2002. And again, only one picture. So for all we know, the paint on the roof, there could be a huge ding in the door here, which for this price there probably is. And honestly, some people are just not aware of how much their car is worth. Like I have seen cars that people post for sale for like $1,000 that the true market value of them is worth 5 or 10 times that. Like some people just, I hate to say it, but they just aren't smart enough or don't care enough to check. For people like us who are looking for a good deal, I mean, you just gotta take advantage of them in all honesty. We're gonna go ahead and go back to Kelley Blue Book and try this again and see how much this is worth. So once again, we're gonna go to My Car's Value, 2002 Chevy Silverado. Which one is it? There's so many. We'll just say it's only a 1500. Yeah, you can tell. Yeah, it's not one of the big heavy duty trucks, and 110,000 miles. So if you are being really particular, you can pick out all the options with the car. That's another nice thing about Kelley Blue Book. So you can do select your options. So this one had the 5.3 liter V8 like they said. We don't know any of this stuff by the ad, so that's why I usually just hit price with standard equipment. So then we're going to say good condition again, and let's see how much this one is worth. My guess is that this is another good deal, But because the ad is so vague, it is a clean title. So because the ad is so vague, we don't know if there is something wrong with it, because wow, that is a stunning, like that is a damn good deal. This car has been posted for 2 days. So my guess is that it sold 2 days ago and they just left the ad up. I mean, honestly, if you did want to pursue one like this, you would not say, hey, this car is worth $5,800 in the condition it's in, because that's not smart bargaining. That's just giving them leverage. So if you did want to contact this person, oh, which look, they didn't even leave contact information, so I guess you can't, even if you wanted to. But if you did, of course, the first thing I would do is ask for more pictures, because if it's got a huge dent in the door or something like that, I mean, even that wouldn't cost that much to replace when you compare how much this is undervalued. So I really do think that this is still a good deal, unless it has severe or really noticeable damage to it, or has something that's very wrong with it. So now we're going to try and find something that is a bit overpriced. So a lot of these are actually not looking too bad in terms of price. Okay, here we go. 1999 Mercedes C280. This one's probably a bit overpriced. How many miles does it have? They do not say how many miles. Okay, if they don't really say how many miles, Kelley Blue Book will always post the average miles for that car, which is nice, so you can usually just guess the price based on that. But I don't really want to bother with that and give you guys a bad number if this one doesn't even list the miles. Okay, 2005 Mazda 6. This one looks overpriced to me, in all honesty, because these Mazda 6s, especially these V6 ones, were not very good in terms of reliability, even though it didn't really make any of the lists yet. So again, very vague ad. It does give the information that you need, but it doesn't really tell you a whole lot. And OBO, if you don't know what that means or best offer. So they're saying that I want $4,250 for it, but if you want to offer me $4,000, I'm more than happy to negotiate with you. Which honestly, you would offer them less than that and try to negotiate. But anyways, let's go ahead, check the true market value on this one. This car is in very nice condition though, so that's probably part of the reason why the asking price is higher. You can see this is in very, very nice condition. So I will give them that. That's definitely part of the reason why it is priced higher. Clean title, of course. So let's go ahead and price it and see how good it is. And this, it does not say what spec it is. We're going to guess the middle spec, because I think that's fair in terms of what the price will turn out to be. So we'll do price with standard equipment, red paint. I think the reason why they ask you to give the paint color is because sometimes that affects the value. Usually not by more than like $10 or $20, but just that way they can give you the best value possible. So it's saying even in very good condition or in excellent condition, which I would say this car is probably in very good condition, it's still overpriced. So if you did really want this car, if you're someone who just wants to get a car, they want something that's clean like this, what you can do, you can contact this guy and you can say, okay, you want $4,250, but realistically, this car is worth about $3,400. And you can print this out and show it to them, and they can't really argue with you on that, because, I mean, this is based on all Mazda 6 sales. So, of course, after that, you will negotiate with them, you will try to talk down the price, stuff like that. So, if you guys would like to see more videos, kind of make this like a mini series, I can do, you know, a video on inspecting the car, figuring out what's wrong, and then a video on negotiating, stuff like that. If you would like to see that, let me know down below in the comments. These are just a couple examples of some good deals, some bad deals, just some generic ads that you want to look at and stay away from. So if you have any questions, definitely let me know down below in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all next video. Where do I go?